And we should be live. It sure is. Although probably not here. And that's why it's so quiet. I've forgotten to switch the music back on. I think I did it 40, didn't I? And then this one about 70. There we go. I switched those off because I was recording some stuff for a video, which I am still very slowly working on. As the title of today's stream implies, HMS Queen Mary. That'll be what I'll be playing mostly. Just don't have really anything specific I want to research, so... The dev Q&A. You mean the... what is it? Community Manager's Covert Disclosure or whatever it's called? It's been a while since I read all of it, but it's very interesting. I need to actually really look at those naval answers. But there's some stuff in there that's very nice. Oh god, what was it called again? And do I have it pinned somewhere? CM Covert Disclosures, that's the one. Number 4. What was all the naval stuff again? And it was submarines confirmed. Advanced battleships coming next year. Which is about time, really. What else? Some profile stuff, some event stuff. What was it? Oh yeah, naval for other nations. No plans for that for 2025, and that makes sense. There's Sweden is probably one of the more interesting nations to still add, but China and Israel, I don't really see them having very interesting naval trees, to be perfectly honest. Then there was a question about if we'll see modern ships. We won't, at least no anti-ship missiles. Which seems about right. The anti-ship missile question is a bit difficult to answer in War Thunder. But anyways, does Nord want to join me? Yes, so I'll invite him to the squad. The thing that they have plans for playable submarines is very interesting to see. I kind of interested if that means I have plans for 2025 or just in general, because I didn't actually add a year to that question. There was also something else in there about them wanting to overhaul water graphics, like the way water looks and how stuff interacts with water. And that would be very nice to see, because the water in this game looks very dated. Submarines will definitely not be their own tree. I think it would be madness to put submarines in their own tech tree. And I sure hope Gaijin realizes that as well, that it would be madness. One thing that was kind of disappointing in the Q&A is that it doesn't seem like they'll be doing a roadmap for 2025. Because they don't have any long-term plans or something like that they have they can put on a roadmap. Bit of a shame, because I really like the roadmap. Now you have a bit of something to look forward to. But oh well. But all those covert disclosures are always fun. I'll just have to wait and see. Then I think we'll just head straight into the battle. I think there's a very big problem with anti-ship missiles. Also, first of all, I am not well versed in what kind of anti-ship missiles are out there, but the problem I have with them is how do you... What BR do you give them? Like, just start there. Name an anti-ship missile. And it's... like, again, I'm not that familiar with anti-ship missiles, but if you could describe to me one of just a anti-ship missile and its capabilities, and then give me a BR. Because I'm of the belief now that you cannot give anti-ship missiles a battle rating where they won't be either overpowered or next to useless. And the main reason I say that is because of like harpoons. I know vaguely because of that new naval game that I keep forgetting the name of. But they have this sea skim and then go top down, right? That's what a harpoon does. Sea power, that's the one. Thank you, Sample. So a harpoon sea skims, pops up, slams into the deck. From what I remember from the game. Okay, what BR do you give that? That top-down attack, is that enough to penetrate a battleship belt? Or, not belt, deck. A 75 kilogram warhead is actually surprisingly small, especially against anti-battleship uses. So it wouldn't be ideal against battleships. Against a cruiser that could do a decent amount of damage. The annoying part, of course, being that if you're fighting cruisers that do not have countermeasures to it, those cruisers will not be having a fun time. So... coastal versus... The thing is, none of the 4-3 destroyers have countermeasures against that kind of stuff. And it's not fun to fight fire and forget missiles with 0 countermeasures. Which would make them kind of broken. And 75 kilograms of TNT is not an extreme amount of filler for against destroyers. It'll rough them up quite a bit. It doesn't immediately mean an outright sinkage. But still, it wouldn't be fun to be on the receiving end of that. And again, do you need open ocean for that to work? Or can it what you call it? Kind of like skim over islands. I didn't think it can. Not entirely sure. Like the problem I'm having with it is that putting it in current battle ratings against World War I and World War II ships and interwar ships, it's not going to be very fun to be an interwar ship having to face this kind of missiles. It just isn't. So if you were to put them at their own battle rating, let's say 10-0, just for the sake of it, and forget aircraft for the time being, just forget aircraft exist. If you were to put them at a higher battle rating than battleships, then there's nothing stopping people from bringing battleships to those higher battle ratings to farm on all those like thinly skinned missile destroyers and cruisers. Unless, of course, you add missile battleships, but that's only really the Iowa and nothing else. So yeah. So in my opinion, you can't really put them at a higher BR than battleships, but you also can't put them into where the ships we currently have because it just isn't fun. Yeah. You know, as of quite a few things in Naval, I'd love to see a test event for it, for those kind of missiles, and how they'd work. A Mikuma and a Westfalen? Actually, is it a Mikuma or is it a Mogami? I think that's a Mogami, actually. I've only played one battle in Queen Mary before this. Otherwise it's pretty much stock. I don't even know if I have parts or not. Yeah, subs are very exciting news. The submarine events have been great hits in my eyes. Both the modern and the World War II one, especially the World War II one. and I'm very much looking forward to how it'll work. Although I definitely don't think they'll be overpowered, unless you give them some really weird spawn. But they're slow, their torpedoes are very inconsistent. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to submarines. Just gonna miss by a mile. Alright. That fire should be fine. That's probably coming from... Ooh, that's a Nevada? Could be dangerous. And that is just a proper Mogami as well. Not a light cruiser variant. But out of depth in this battle, let's see Yamashiro. And 14-inch guns will hurt this ship a lot. We're shooting mainly at the Mogami because that's really the only thing I can hurt reliably. And even then, not really. Mogami's turning in quite a bit. Gonna wait for a ranging update. Fire... Where exactly? And wherever this is not great in the rear turrets. Seems like my adjustment was correct on my guns. But they were all over. Yeah, but coastal mode only doesn't really exist. I didn't really like the concept of it too much. Arguably it could work though, if you put like modern missile destroyers in the coastal tree at like 6070 and just give them their own matchmaking. That could work. But I really don't want to see those trees split up more than they already are. And Wonch asking for subs, if the subs are coming. They are coming. They have been confirmed in that covert disclosure on the forums 2 days ago. I'm gonna survive much longer, but I really didn't want to repair anything either. Yamashiro is still shooting me. There's not much I can do about it really. Luckily he's shooting over. Not sure what else is shooting me. Some decent hits. I mean, I'm fairly confident they can implement submarines decently. And with decent, I mean not being broken overpowered. I actually think that submarines will be kind of bad to play, as there is a lot of stuff you can do to counter them and I don't have the greatest visibility. But yeah, I think submarines should be fine. I also noticed that the Mogami is now missing a turret, which is not something I've seen before. Okay, Mogami is sinking. Well, you see, what I think they should do with submarines, right, is put them into the coastal tree, put them at coastal-ish battle rating, so like 2327 to 3740-ish, so that they can fight off enemy coastals with their deck guns, and maybe torpedo some destroyers. That also guarantees that they can actually do something if you give them the coastal spawns and they fight coastals. whilst coastals can also semi-easily deal with them because they have depth charges. Same with destroyers. And that at least should make them a bit easier to just grind out and spade. And if you give them a low battle rating, nothing's preventing you from taking them to higher battle ratings to try and hunt battleships. So I think that would be the best implementation of submarines. And I think I have that screenshot, I still have a screenshot somewhere of the Battle of the Atlantic submarine. I need to find out what BR, I think it was 3.7. Let's see. Yeah, in the Battle of the Atlantic they were 3.7, the German U-boat, but also rank 2, which would imply that they would be blue water, I guess? Although rank 2 3.7 is a bit weird. Congo class, Yamashiro, who's burning heavily. That is a Nevada. And there's that Garrigan. Is it Tennessee? That's Tennessee. Lots of ships I can't really do much against. Should just shoot the SKR again. I wouldn't say so. I don't think submarines would bring more players to the game. It'll definitely get some more interest, but it's not going to make people stick around. At least I don't think it will. Because submarines themselves are... their gameplay will be very, very niche and really not that easy if you put them against blue water vessels. Although I am curious if they're going to rework the sonar system from the Battle in the Atlantic event, because that was kind of rudimentary. And it seems like he's really going to have a fight with me. What happened to our Scharnhorst? Not doing much, okay. He's shooting at the Krim, so that's great. See if I can finish off this Yamashiro a bit. But I'm definitely still looking forward to getting submarines, especially the Japanese ones. We've got some funky submarines. We are winning luckily, although I'm not entirely sure how. Actually, where are those battleships? Ah, they're just parked on the edge outside the gap and not moving inside of it. I think that guy's in, isn't he? Yeah. But the Yamashiro and Congo aren't, they're just sitting outside of it. Yeah, the French, what's it called again? Surcouf? That'll be a pretty funny one as well. Not sure what that explosion was. I hope it wasn't a torpedo.
Target identified. Battleship. Bearing 182. 10,000 meters. Target identified. Battleship. Bearing 182.
Oh, it was a torpedo. Okay. From the Megami. That I should have seen that one coming. Luckily, I didn't get hit by any. There's already air carriers, and that's a PR-206. There is not nearly enough lead. Yeah, it should have hit. Launching a full broadside at it might have been overkill, but oh well. Not like I can do much else with these guns anyways. I really want to pepper that Nevada or take any attention towards myself, and that's torpedo from the Megami. I probably shouldn't have respawned on that flank, having seen the Megami there. Oh well, let's not do Wyvern, let's just do Colossus. That's a bit of a weird ammo setup, but do well. What do we have over here? Some destroyers and cruisers.
Keep it up and victory will be ours.
Helm, harbor starboard.
Harbor starboard, aye.
Helm, midship.
Helm midships, aye.
Repair stations. Critical list start. Starboard your helm.
Historically accurate indeed, Halo. Though it was to a torpedo and not heavy gunfire. So it's still an explosion, I guess.
Shells on target.
Battleship. Ahead. 12,000 meters.
Action
tr-
station. Enemy spotted.
I should get in the cap, but it's not really needed at the moment,
Direct hit.
luckily. And taking out this AI destroyer will help as well.
Sure.
I mean, the gun layout is not that weird, it's still all centerline mounted. The secondaries are a bit weird, but yeah. The one thing I can never get used to with British capital ships, though, is their very slow traverse speed over the turrets. That's something that always throws me off. This isn't Tashkent is fine, but I need to get it myself into that cap.
Target identified. Battleship. There.
And these kind of early dreadnoughts are also really not great at long-range fighting like this.
Just overall,
Japanese fourth-range guns are a lot better at it.
victory will be ours.
Well, Scharnhorst hasn't been doing too much, really, I'll admit, but where actually is it? Ah. It is being aggressive, at least.
Helm, midship.
That Hyuga really wants me dead for some reason.
Starboard your helm.
I should be fine if I keep my course.
Port your helm.
Aye. Steer port.
I need to get into the cap, but at the same time I can't really want to get the angle.
Commencing
Oh
attack.
god.
Battleship. Ahead. 12,000 meters.
There's been a weird parade going on through my village, so if you hear a whole lot of trucks and tractors hooting, well, I apologize in advance.
Battleship. Starboard.
Well, good. Hopefully you won't hear a lot of it then. Fire the magazine of that Hyuga. Also, I really need to do something about this chair, I keep forgetting about it. It's scatterbrained when it comes to doing chores like that.
A little more effort and victory will be ours.
Port all.
Hard port. Aye.
Ooh, those shots would have actually been pretty good if they weren't that high. Let's see, I need to aim a bit lower. We're still... some reason Colossus really likes to roll around when it's in a turn. Just wildly.
Repair parties, begin damage control. Port your helm.
Aye, steer port. Shells on target. Overshot. Keep on down. Direct hit.
It was a decent hit, but it didn't think actually have the penetration to go through his magazines. Now I'm going to be way too far ahead, because I underestimated how much the ship gets slowed down.
Overshot.
I think it's actually going to do a halt, isn't it?
Battleship. Starboard. Enemy hit.
Alright, hits, but these 12-inch guns are just not going through his armor.
Victory is close.
This doesn't seem like it.
Direct hit. Shot. Enemy hit.
Yeah, not a lot of penetrations on that salvo. Didn't think these guns really got it.
Mission complete. Return to base.
And again, those are the 12-inch guns. Decent chunk of RP nonetheless. And I got AP for the Queen Mary, that will be a good help. Then next up we should get probably fire prevention, then parts. And we'll just keep on going. You know, another thing I also wanted to actually bring up again, because we were talking about stuff from the game. Is more and more stuff has been coming out about the next update. And that leak list that went around a little bit earlier seems to be becoming more and more true. And that leak list had some interesting ships on it. Now I need to find it again, because I think one of the ships was a Colorado class, which would be the first American 16-inch gunship, which would be fantastic. There it is. Let's see what was on it. And that's about it. So it was a Colorado class, a British ship in the Russian tree, because why not? And Kirishima for the winter event. I think it was all on that list, unless I missed one. No, that's about it. But yeah, if we are getting a Colorado before the December update, it would be very neat. Kirishima as the winter event is kind of curious though. make it would make the second Congo class an event ship. And I actually don't remember if we got Harran as a winter event ship as well. Need to look that up. No, it was a summer quest event for 2022. But still. Always great to see more Congo classes for me, at least. Also, I should probably actually equip the AP shells if I want to use them, so I don't forget when I spawn in. And there we go. On to the next battle. African Gulf is not really ideal in a suboptimal capital ship, especially since it's most likely going to be an up tier. It was the guy in the Japanese ship's last match. Maybe this time DD214 will actually capture the points, who knows? But let's see, shall we? North Dakota 6-3, Wyoming 6-7, Prince Eugen's 5-7? But yeah, not too many capital ships yet, that's always a great sight. Yeah, Lorraine is not the biggest threat. Yamashiro again, which is going to be a bit of a pain. But the Prince Eugen, or I think that's actually just a Hipper, will definitely be my primary target. That is in Amagi. You have Dunkirk, Le Capitan, North Dakota. That's not going to look great for us. This is the fate of trying to spade 6-3 and 7-3 ships, or 6-7 ships rather, 7-3. I wish we had 7-3, but we don't. There goes North Dakota in one shot, because it's a North Dakota. I'm gonna be in the spearhead now, am I? The Dunkirks is not a bad thing, if they're actually well played, the Dunkirks at least. Magazines are at least not that high above the waterline.
Somebody attack him!
It was a better hit against the Eugen. Like seeing this red turret tops is indeed an Eugen. Okay, that's bad, that's bad. There's a magazine on fire. That needs to be fixed immediately. But it's not going to be fixed on time. Yeah, it doesn't matter anyways. Yeah, I just have to keep spawning there. Because who would not like a map where you only have one spawn point with no cover, spawn to spawn? Very smart design decisions, as we all know. Jürgen.
9,000 meters.
And now we have to work through the painfully slow turret rotation again.
The victory is near.
I'm better in the secondaries, but I'm not that surprised.
Forces have captured a zone.
They didn't do much, only a secondary ammo elevator.
Direct hit.
There goes our first Dunkirk. There goes the Kaiser.
Enemy hit.
Trying to get that front magazine of the Wyoming.
Direct hit.
I'm still hitting a bit too high for that. And immediately detonates by Yamashiro. Because that's how it goes when you're fighting Japanese 14-inch guns in a battle cruiser.
Action station, enemy spotted. Port all.
Just look how much faster this thing's guns rotate. And there goes the Dunkirk again. Hello there, Delta.
Destroy the target. A little more effort and victory will be
These are 12-inch 50s, aren't they? They are. Just not quite enough against current battleships.
Target identified. Battleship.
And there I'm getting shelled again.
7,000 meters. Fire spotted on the enemy ship.
Target identified.
Bearing 260. 7,000 meters.
Repair party.
We are at least kind of likely to win, but we're gonna start attritioning ships very quickly if we don't get some of theirs down.
We are ready.
Think a bit about it, we don't have any 7.0s, do we? It's probably gonna be our downfall.
Forces have captured a zone.
I just cannot detonate it Wyoming class for the life of me.
Port your helm.
Aye, stay port.
And there goes our Dunkirk again. And their Isle goes soon as well.
Damage control.
Let's try and repair some of my guns again.
Keep it up, and victory will be ours.
Direct hit. We are ready.
Starboard your helm.
Fire to the magazines, probably.
Damage control.
Not quite, but still, I want to fire out.
Control burning compartment.
There was a splash near the Wyoming's magazine, but I just didn't quite have the angle. Dunkirk finishes them off, luckily. And I got flames from a fire. Lovely. because it's fair and balanced to have 10 16-inch guns, only 0.7 BR higher with a faster rate of fire than my ship as well. Return to hangar, I'm going to disband the squad and I'm going to play alone, because I am not going to sit in the queues for 7 minutes if I'm going to have those kind of matches. And apologies for that, Nord. But I am not going to suffer through this with a squad mate. And if I'm lucky enough, I can actually get into a match without the stream sniper, but seeing how lowly populated this kind of battle rating is, probably not. Who knows? We'll have to see if I keep running into him. And if I do, I'll have to use probably use the anonymizer and maybe have to finally implement the stream delay. Which I haven't had to do in the... how many years now? Kinda lost track. Now, I will say he hasn't really been stream sniping me. He hasn't gone out of his way to kill me over and over again. I think he... was he the one that shot my first Queen Mary out from under me? I think he was. But after that he didn't focus me down or anything. So that's fine. It's just I'd rather not have people who recognize me in the enemy team of all things. I mean, yeah, they have been playing nice as well, and that guy's playing nice as well, I don't blame him. Just slightly annoying seeing somebody, oh, I'm watching your stream, in a 6.7, which arguably should be a 7.0 premium ship, on the enemy team, and I think to myself, oh no. Yeah, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna squad up in this kind of matchmaking. Also kind of find it surprising that this battle rating is not that lively. These queue times are kind of unusual for a Saturday evening. For what should be top BR matchmaking. Very weird. Ironically, I actually get faster queue times with Coastal than this. Then again, with those French coastal streams I've been doing, I've been getting into destroyer matches as well, so that might explain it. It's weird. It's weird that I'm getting these long queues. At least I find it weird. If it's actually weird or not, I don't know, because I haven't been playing this BR in ages. Now that I think about it, I probably shouldn't have been playing Queen Mary, but the Murmansk I just unlocked. Well, it's just in Omaha. There's nothing much to show about it. There we go, our next match. New Zealand Cape is a lot more agreeable of a map for battle cruisers. Do we have our guy in the enemy team again? We don't. Not on. This is the Dunkirk squad at least. Anybody else I know? Not really. So we go middle spawn, we rush this island to B and see if we can do something from there.
Action stations, man your posts. Engines, flank speed.
Collision alert.
Also, something I want to talk about. Let's see, because I'm just looking at my FPS counter down there and seeing 35. I am planning quite a significant computer upgrade next year, well, around the New Year's. So hopefully that will mean some higher quality streams soon. I've also ordered a 1440p monitor, so hopefully that does some interesting stuff as well in terms of visual quality. Yeah, I'm hoping to get a lot more power out of my machine next year compared to this, because the current computer I've been running everything on is, I think, nearing 8 years old. I'm actually kind of surprised it's held up this well.
Target identified.
Got a few destroyers.
12,000 meters.
Target identified. Destroyer.
Yeah, I'm not planning to go any higher than 1440p, but I'm looking forward to actually being able to do that. Yeah. Because one thing I have noticed, especially when watching streams back, is that it's just ever so slightly blurry. Not even really that slightly, just quite blurry. That's a bit annoying. So that could also be down to the bitrate of me streaming, but I'm not quite sure about that. I don't know enough about computers to be sure what the problem is.
Target identified. Bomber.
Paranoid about the fact I haven't seen any hostile battleship yet. Although there's a lot of cruisers in this match. This might actually be a 6-7 match with no 7-0s. Naval is 6-7, Dunkirk is 6-7, Submarine is 5-3, Paris is 6-7.
Hold your helm.
Okay, that's good to hear. It's just when I watch streams back, it looks a bit fuzzy. Oop. Look at this float plane dogfight going down, and he's not going to go for the ram. Didn't get a chance. I'm going to keep my guns on target, just in case he will go for a landing. Although it looks more like a crash landing more than anything.
Spotted.
It wasn't. Guns ahead. Oh. That was a sudden stop on his end. And he's got shot down by an AI.
Identified. Light cruiser.
11,000 meters.
Still waiting on those very slow turrets to rotate. But at least we can fire the front guns already. I need to really set the range lower. That guy's going straight towards us at quite some speed. I think that's a Des Moines I'm looking at, or is that a Roanoke?
Target identified.
It's a Roanoke, okay.
Light cruiser.
9,000 meters.
That guy's already pretty crippled, so let's switch over to the Roanoke, who's going to the left. I don't really need to adjust to the right that much. Just a little. Okay, facing in cliff face. That's probably going to be over, but we'll see. Looking alright. A bit high, as I thought. Secondaries are not doing much, but it's to be accepted, seeing as it's just HE. It should be a decent-ish salvo, might still be too high actually. No, that was good. Still a little bit high. Didn't actually do a lot of crew damage to him. Just saturated a few hull segments. All high as well still. Lots and lots of fires on that guy as well. And there he goes. I'll swing the ship left and see if anything comes around the corner in front of me. Which seems to be quite a lot of stuff, really. Yeah, a destroyer would be a very nice target if I had that on the secondaries. Maybe just some HE will do some damage. There we go. Kill assist is more than fine. I wasn't expecting much more out of that destroyer anyways, other than an assist.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Enemy float plane, E7. Which Japanese ship launches that? I think it's... could be an Ise maybe? Would launch those kind of planes, but I don't think anything else does. Well, no other battleship. They all run E13s usually. So it's most likely a Japanese cruiser or an Ise. If it's an Ise, I'll have problems, but there's the Mikuma. It's most likely just a cruiser. So I'm feeling fairly comfortable in just pushing up. There are other friendly battleships. The Dunkirk is pushing up with me, that's great. That Dunkirk is retreating, which makes me a bit concerned, especially since its turrets are on fire as well. That could mean there are some enemy heavy elements over here. Des Moines, but that's fine, we can deal with Des Moines. Where's Des Moines? Somewhere. Oh, he's right there. That's a Marat. Now that's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna see if I can light up the... No, I can't. Okay. Des Moines, is it shooting his main guns at me? Okay, there's a North Dakota, there's a German battle hexagon. There's the Mikuma, which is showing his rear towards us, meaning that he's ready to launch torpedoes if we're coming around the corner. Dunkirk is going square bow in, which is not what you should do in a Dunkirk, but oh well. That, yeah, the Mikuma is preparing torpedo launches. So I'm gonna slow down. See if my secondaries can clear the front of the island. I'm locked onto the Des Moines for some reason. The secondaries can clear the front, so can the front guns. See, there go his torpedoes, but we'll go slam right on the brakes. Launch the salvo of the front guns. Prefer if I could slam on the brakes a little harder, but the Des Moines will ammo rack me. Okay. I'm gonna have to take a longer route so I can actually shoot over these islands. That's gonna be my next plan. Well, that's duly noted. Heavy cruisers can and will ammo rack me, and that's a Scharnhorst. That's just straight up a Scharnhorst. Where's our Scharnhorst, damn it? And a Bayern, so that's 2 7-0s for them. Okay. Well, they should be able to call him out as a Scharnhorst. There we go. If I don't chat spam, that is. Come on. Yep. We've all noticed the Scharnhorst, and the Scharnhorst is no longer as vulnerable because they fixed the Barbette bug that made it actually killable. So now we just have to pummel it. There's no easy way to kill it. Just sheer brute force is now the way to go.
Shells on target!
If you've been playing Naval for as long as I have, you can just recognize boats immediately. Although, I say that's a Bayern, it could be a Baden, it could be a Sachsen. They're all kind of the same. So you usually just go with whatever is the most common one. Bayern being not necessarily the most common, but just the first one I go to when it comes to ship naming.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
It's also kind of useful that whenever you look onto a ship, you now just have their full side profile. So it makes identifying a little easier. Just do as much damage as humanly possible to the Scharnhorst, that's the goal. And immediately I'm wrecked. The Queen Mary is not going to be a fun ship to play, is it? Arguably the Glorious is the better spawn, but I still have the Spade Colossus, so I might as well spawn it.
Ahead! 7,000 meters!
Action stations! Action stations! Enemy spotted! Helm, hard apart!
Destroy the target.
What I wouldn't do to be in an Amagi or a Mutsu right now. Or a Scharnhorst itself. I should probably actually play the Scharnhorst again now that the Barbette bug is fixed. And it's once again immortal. Because I think last time I unlocked and played it on stream it had the Barbette bug, so it was a lot easier to sink and kill. So yeah, I'll have to try it again. So he is taking quite a beating, but now there go front turrets, looking straight at me, looking straight at my bow, luckily, not my magazine. Although it immediately saturated my front hull compartment. None of my 12-inch shells actually penetrated his turret face, so I didn't knock out his turret. Oh, that actually splashed the magazine there. I'm gonna keep shooting that spot. Hello there, Oscar. Torpedo from Scharnhorst, because why wouldn't the tankiest ship in game and fastest battlecruiser out there also have torpedoes? Oh boy. Yeah, this is not going to be an easy session for my mental health. That's for sure. But I'm just gonna keep slugging it with Queen Mary in the hopes to get closer to Repulse. And then recomplete this tech tree. I am incredibly tempted to activate this 300% booster just to get rid of it. But I think that'll just be challenging instant detonations even more. So I won't. Not on stream, at least. Not a terrible map for battleships. Because you at least spawn and cover from the other spawns, so you can do some kind of maneuvering. I think in general I should just shouldn't be as aggressive with Queen Mary as a battlecruiser should be. I don't need to... I don't have the survivability to just push up and contest caps. I need to stay back.
Secure the ship for sea.
So, okay, New Orleans means it's a 5-7.
Starboard
French isn't playing 6-7s, I think. Not entirely sure. As long as I don't have a fight to Scharnhorst, we'll be fine.
hard a port.
And thank you very much, Admiral Hom, if you're giving me a sub. And I will say I've been pretty decent at keeping a regular weekly naval stream going. And I think I actually just want to sit here and slowly advance and like just not poke around this island. Player cruisers are always a good sight. And they have an Amagi. At least the Amagi is lightly armored, so it should be able to deal with it compared to a Scharnhorst, but it doesn't exclude the possibility of an enemy Scharnhorst, which is worrying. Come on, where's the Amagi? I want to look into the Amagi. That's the... Come on.
Battle cruiser. Target identified.
I guess no lock onto the Amagi yet. Or again, there we go.
Target identified. Light cruiser. Heavy cruiser.
That is a Dante. Not the biggest threat, but any battleship is a threat to us, really.
Target identified.
Shell on top.
Decent-ish damage.
All stop.
Frenchie was playing Germany. Please don't be in a Scharnhorst, Frenchie. No, So, for those that don't know, Frenchie is somebody I know who's also on my Discord server. And he is an absolute demon with the Fritz Axe, the German guided bomb. So seeing him in the German lineup makes me very, very worried. Come, if I can just get the right lead, I can actually detonate the Amagi.
11,000 meters.
Action station. Enemy spotted.
I'll hold my fire a little bit. Then get all turrets loaded. I think right there is his front magazine. So we'll fire a full salvo and see what happens. Enemy battleship is still just a Dante pushing up and it's not focusing on me at the moment. So we'll keep going. Magi's moving again, was a bit too late, shells are coming in. Ooh, they were close. Close, but not quite there. A little bit more forward would have done it. It's coming to a halt again. So let's do a little bit more forward than I think I should be. Fire again. We're currently holding the A point. Our coastals are moving to the B point, which is great. But Amagi is going to be an absolute menace. And he's actually moved forward a bit more. This is going to be problematic, isn't it? He's also moving closer and closer to cover. I'll just shoot a random shot, see what happens. And now start focusing some of these cruisers a bit. You know, that's about my commentary style about this match. It's something I've actually learned to do for streaming. Because one of the first tips I've read or heard about is that you do not want silence in a stream. You want there to always be talking, always to be noise. Because otherwise people might as well just be watching a replay or play the game themselves. So I've learned myself to just continuously explain what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, or at least try my best in explaining why I'm doing it. The reason, for example, I'm not going for that North Dakota is because it's a North Dakota not really the biggest threat. This guy's almost dead, and he might be farming our cruisers a bit more intensely. So I just fire a salvo at him. Next up will be North Dakota. Yeah, it's just a tip I've heard for streaming, and it's stuck with me. To always just keep talking. Which can be a bit awkward, especially at first if you're just sitting... I knew it. I knew it, Frenchie. I goddamn knew it. Oh. Ah, you don't have to be nervous. If you vaguely know what you're talking about, you don't have to be nervous at all. Just... God damn it. Yeah, I know Frenchie's watching as well. And there goes his salvo. I want to... Well, you have 5 seconds to place your bet if that detonates me instantly or not. I'm going to place my bet on it will. Luckily it goes wide over. So I've lost that bet. And there goes the next salvo, because that thing reloads every 18 seconds. So back up. Back up. The Amagi is firing a salvo at me as well, so this is not going to end great. Okay, better than expected. Better than expected. French is going to have an absolute field day because I have nothing to counter him, and I cannot physically... Well, I can ban him, but I just can't kill him. So let's see if I can take a chance against his Amagi, who seems to be stationary, seems to be like slowly going forward and back. See what that does. I don't find Naval that hard to grind. It's definitely very compressed in battle ratings. So that's something you have to struggle through. Like again, this ship, 6-3, of that monstrosity is 7-0. So yeah, very compressed. Oh, you kind-hearted soul jaying out of your Scharnhorst. Now, I don't want to see an HE-111, because if I see an HE-111 I'm going to be very upset, because I don't have any anti-air on this thing at all. Now, my end is nice, I'm just going to try and go for more damage right now. I'm looking for the sky if I'm seeing an HE-111, because he hasn't left. Where is it? Where's your 111? Where's the Fritz X machine? Actually, good point. I need to check if Queen Mary has compartmentalized ammo racks, but I'll get back to that when I'm back in the hangar. Which actually shouldn't be that soon, but still. There's a reason to always take full ammo in Naval, but I'll get back to that in the hangar. I can't... my fuses are too short to do meaningful damage to North Dakota. It's either over-penetrations on the lightly armored upper decks or just detonations against the inner bulkheads, I think. Luckily, my friendly North Dakota can apparently detonate them. Where is the Mamaki? There he is. I'm a free crew, so I need to fire my guns, because these might be my last salvos. So just fire them as they become available. Let's see what happens with those. Yeah, I know I'm flooding, but yeah. I was flooding before, but it's a bit hard to explain. Now my shells are all short, darn. Luckily we have another spawn. Oh, we do have a friend. We do have a friendly Scharnhorst. I'm a little disappointed that it's sitting still in spawn, but we do have a friendly Scharnhorst. The Fargo sitting there is understandable. I find it a bit odd that the enemy Amagi is being that cautious. But oh well.
Enemy. Hit.
Yeah, pretty much. Questionable usage of the torpedoes on the Scharnhorst, I'm not gonna lie. These are very much more close-in weapons on the Scharnhorst rather than long-range, see whatever you hit.
Direct hit. Light cruiser. The left 1,000 meters. Direct hit.
I think after getting parts on FP, I definitely want to get SAP for the secondaries. Because I don't really want to waste the 13-inch shells against AI cruisers. Which then just overpan and don't really do the most amount of damage. We are at least winning. Because the enemy has no coastal presence. Well, other than Frenchy. We haven't seen him yet.
Keep it up, and victory will be ours.
Here hit.
I want to try and hit the engines on this American heavy cruiser.
Direct hit. Engine. Fall back.
Attack the enemy.
Of course he is. Of course he is. What I see right there is my inevitable doom, although it seems like he's aiming for somebody else.
Listing and losing speed.
Target identified.
And I don't think there's enough match time for him to actually go around to hit me. So lucky me, I guess. He's been shot down. He might still be in control of the bomb, but I doubt it. There we go, game over. Well, not the greatest match, but at least I didn't die 3 times before the match ended. Closer to FP, that's good. Now, what I wanted to say about ammo. I'm sorry, Nord, but I'm not going to squad up. I'm already know I'm not going to be in the mood to deal with some of the bullshit that will happen in this ship. Now, curious that 700 rounds is my max. Actually, what is my max rounds? 800, okay. So, when you look at the ammo rack, you'll see the magazine is 200 shells, shell room is 200 shells. So the magazine is 1 module for 200 shells. So 1 module for the entire turret. So me taking less shells doesn't actually reduce the size of the magazine. Because there's only 200, or there's nothing in the magazine. Nothing else. So same for the rear turrets, 200, nothing else. A great example is if you go to the American tree, you go to Arizona, is if you look at its magazines. So first of all, it has 1200 rounds total, so 300 rounds per turret, right? But if you look at its magazines, it's 90, 120, 90. So it's 3 modules per turret, with 90, 120 and 90. Reducing your ammo load will actually reduce the amount of magazine modules there are. Of course, only if you reduce it by 90 per turret. I think it's then... I'm not entirely sure in what order it is. But yeah, so if you at least reduce it by 90 shells, you will remove 1 of these modules for Arizona. On the other hand though, the shell room is still only 1 module for Arizona, so that's not a weak spot you can mitigate. Another example is Alaska, which has per turret, let's see, 1440, which is not easily divisible by 3, god darn it. But anyways, it doesn't matter. You can see that the shell room is 2 shell rooms. So taking half ammo on Alaska will actually knock out 1 of these shell room modules. So that's a great way to see if taking a reduced ammo load is actually possible in ships. So again, I go back to my Queen Mary, I look at the magazine, it's 1 module per turret, taking less ammo will not matter when it comes to the risk of detonation. And let's see about Colossus, which is not customization test sale. 10, so it has 5 turrets, 200 rounds per turret. Same deal. One module per turret, so no use taking reduced ammo. So that's about that. And that's the reason why I take full ammo on most ships, and why you should probably too. To be perfectly honest though, it's 8 guns, I'm firing 8 shells every time I reload. 800, so that's 100 reloads, which would be... Let's say I have a 30-second reload, it's actually a bit longer, but 30 seconds. So 300 for 10, 3000 for the full ammo load, if I were to just shoot non-stop. Anyways, let's get back in the queue whilst I calculate how many minutes it is, because I'm very bad at mental arithmetic. So 3000 divided by 60 is 50 minutes of just non-stop shooting, which is actually longer than most matches last. So I could actually reduce my ammo load, but I don't think it does anything to your detonation. Yeah, no problem. That's what I'm here for, basically. Telling you how this game works. Again, I'm not entirely sure if it actually like reduces the detonation risk if you're taking less shells, but the module, the hitbox, will not reduce in size, that's for sure. If 800 shells, if I did my math correctly, which might not be, is 50 minutes of non-stop firing. Most match timers are only 25 minutes long, so I should be able to get away with just 400 shells. I'm kind of curious to see what happens if it'll actually reduce my detonation chance. I'll showcase that as well. There are 2 kinds of ammo rack. You have your magazine, and you have your shell room. If you get hit in the shell room, that doesn't always mean instant death. A magazine is usually instant death if you get hit. A shell room is... well, because shells have less boom in them compared to a magazine, which is like just propellant bag upon propellant bag. They deal less damage, but of course if they're placed this close to each other, if the shell room blows up, the magazine blows up, everything blows up. But again, looking at the American ships, for example, Naval is actually a bit of a bad example. Actually, Texas is pretty good. If you hit this shell room, it's pretty far from the magazine, so it's a good chance you'll just blow up the shell room and not hit the magazine as well. Now, if a shell room gets detonated, it does lose all of the shells in it, meaning it permanently knocks out the turret, but better than sinking instantly, I guess. Anyways, let's actually get into a battle. Hopefully. There we go. Open ocean maps are not my favorite in substandard ships. So let's see. Karlsruhe is... I don't like seeing these down tiers. I really don't. French is back in it again. He's 7-0, as we know from the last match. This is a full up tier. Yet somehow there is a 5-7 ship in here. Des Moines is 6-3, but again, French is in here, so we know it's a 7-0 match. And I just... no, it's another Scharnhorst as well. And I spawn on his flank, which is just absolutely atrocious for me. Lorraine, which I should be able to deal with. I hope the Scharnhorst doesn't notice me. And I didn't take a reduced ammo load. Let's actually do this for the next one. Let's take half ammo load and see what happens next time around. I mean, the Karlsruhe isn't... it's not great, it just isn't. Iron Dukes and Yamashiras, it's kind of good to see Nevada. Karlsruhe is a fine, like 5-7 light cruiser, but it's definitely not a light cruiser you want to up tier, and the Scharnhorst has already opened fire upon me. And my turrets are not even aligned.
Identified. Battleship.
I'm tempted to actually just return fire against the Scharnhorst. At least wound it a bit. Let's get that rangefinder on. There we go. Rear turrets are still swinging around. There they are.
Starboard your helm.
And now it's just try and survive as long as possible against an unkillable ship. Yeah, the Kazu is not great. It's up there. Shells remover there by a Des Moines. Not nice. Flooding, it's not severe, but we'll just get it under control before it becomes severe. I'm not the only one shooting the Scharnhorst, luckily. Ouch, ouch, ouch. What was that? Was it you, Frenchie? No, it doesn't look like his gun. Probably the Mutsu of his guns in this direction. Need to take that fire and control first. We're fine. Flooding next. Well, the flooding shouldn't kill me, I think. Fire upon the load end because it's something I can actually damage. Which is that, but it's fine. Luckily I can actually repair the flooding. Let's actually suffer the detonation, didn't I? Yeah, this is just not a great situation to be in at the moment. Also, this is the thing that I've noticed recently. You can have severe cosmetic fires. Like, I'm not actually burning, I'm not taking any fire damage, but this fire, I've noticed, suggests a heavy damage state, which is very cool. Yep, I've lost my front turrets permanently. I've been detonated in the front. Kind of curious that it didn't kill me instantly, but they might as well be dead now. It could also be that my magazines are just flooded, and therefore inaccessible, but I think I actually got detonated in the front. So now we only have 2 turrets to work with. But luckily now we can just bow tank as much as we want without it detonating us. Lost quite a bit of my secondary magazine as well by the looks of it. I guess. Yeah, it's just not a great situation to be in. Again, the enemy has 7-0 battleships, we don't. We have... Okay, arguably the Yamashiro is a 7-0, but it isn't in the game, so... Still. The thing is, you should have... Okay, this is being disarmed by getting detonated, but you should have seen the period of time in Naval when we didn't have free parts in FPE. Playing a American light heavy cruiser and Japanese heavy cruisers with 25mm of turret armor was very fun when you didn't have any opportunity to repair before you got parts. Believe me. Actually, it was kind of fun. I have a ancient stream somewhere where I was playing the American treaty cruisers on an open ocean map like this as well, and all my turrets got knocked out. My entire front section of the ship got knocked out, but because I couldn't repair and I was bow tanking, the enemy ships just couldn't kill me, which was pretty funny back in the day, but I think it only happened once or twice to me. Yeah, also a thing about one team getting 7-0s, the other team not. Why is it always the enemy team getting 7-0s tonight? Where are my 7-0 teams, darn it?
We are critically damaged.
Damage control to firefighting crew. Control burning compartment.
Yeah, the snow always hates me. I think it knows because I'm playing a British battleship. It wants me to suffer as much as possible. Going down, I can fire one last 13-inch salvo. And there we go. The bird news is what finished me off.
All hands, abandon ship.
Spawn down south, see what's... actually the Mutz is down south, isn't it?
Ahead! 13,000 meters.
Action station.
There it is.
Spotted. Hold your help.
Yeah, Barham is surprisingly squishy. Yeah, that's just how Barham is.
Battleship. Starboard. 10,000 meters.
Let's see if I can get into a fight with this Mutsu.
Direct hit.
Enemy. Listing and
I think as well, like 6-3 battleships are really rough nowadays. Because the problem with them is that in general 6.3 battleships are actually fairly decently balanced against one another and against cruisers. But 7.0 is so heavily compressed and so power crapped that 7.0 battleships just wipe the floor of any lower BR battleships. 6.7 arguably can put up a lot more of a fight, but 6.3 is just don't stand a chance in a one-on-one fight. It is. Luckily, the enemy battleship is a little bit distracted by your teammates, and if you have more than one 6.3 ship shooting in return, you stand a bit more of a chance, but it's still an uphill struggle. Shot way too high. My favorite class? It's a bit difficult. It's not battleships. That's I can tell you for sure. It's not battleships.
on top.
But it's my favorite ship. Period is the Yagano. But also, the Yagano is not a good ship, but it is one of my favorites. It's this weird small light cruiser with a decent-ish rate of fire, but not exactly great. I like ships that are decently agile, kind of small, and can punch above, like, have a surprising amount of punch to them. Be it torpedo armament, be it main gun armament.
Enemy hit.
And Japanese ships are quite well known for their punch. So they're always some of my favorites, although the destroyers of HE only are not quite as good, but oh well. I also tend to like ships I can be aggressive with, and as you might have noticed with this Queen Mary, not always a great option when I always want to play aggressively in ships that just cannot be aggressive. F7F, please land those bombs. Well, didn't see any landed bombs.
Direct hit. Steering damage. Out of control.
Like, as much as I kind of despise what Scharnhorst is, it definitely is one of those ships I'd love to play. It is a fast, very aggressive ship with a good, decent-ish punch and a fast reload. It's also, like, the Japanese 16-inch gun battleships are a little bit fragile for my liking, but they have above average reload on really big guns, so I've liked them a lot as well. And there I go. And a Pittsburgh. The American heavy cruisers are not really my favorite, purely because of their subpar reload. And I think that's definitely a big part for me, is I need to have competitive or even better than competitive reload speeds. The slow reload speeds is... I don't really know how to describe it perfectly. Or perfectly, just well enough. Is that reload speed is really big part of the meta for War Thunder. Especially amongst peer ships. Like, one ship can be more fragile overall than the others in terms of armor, in terms of crew layout. But that fragility doesn't matter as much if you're a good shot and if you have enough damage and penetration to actually reach magazines. So if you have guns good enough to reach magazines, a higher rate of fire will always trump higher survivability. As long as that higher survivability isn't immunity to ammo racks. Yeah, for some reason 16-inch guns look like HE exploding on ships. It's really weird. Gives you a very wrong idea of how much damage you're actually doing, but no well.
120. 11,000 meters. Collision alert.
Probably should have just actually made a stream about battleships in general instead of Queen Mary. Being stuck over that ship for the next 2-ish hours will be something, that's for sure. Although I'd like to actually spade Colossus, get rid of this thing. I've got an Alaska now as well. I do actually need to replay the American heavy cruisers at some point. Because years ago when I did spade and go through them, I remember kind of liking them. They were not optimal most of the time, but I remember liking them. I should really replay them again. Turn the ship around because I'm just skirting along the cap at the moment and I do not like doing that.
Enemy listing and losing speed.
Target identified.
What happened to that Scharnhorst? Still out there.
13,000 meters.
Actually, is he? Yeah, he is.
Midship.
Where? Yeah. 6.0 cruisers though? I haven't played enough of them to really... Like, that's the thing, I want to enjoy cruisers because I do remember really liking the 6.0 cruisers for Japan, for Britain. They're 5.7s. The Russians one I'm just getting into, but I like those like later cruisers, they're fun. The problem for me, for playing 6.0 is that you always run the risk of getting yourself up tier to 7.0, and that is just hell on high water. Hell, even...
Do something fast, the enemy will win.
Yeah, it's got to spot torpedoes now. It's a good thing I turned, I guess. Like, even the 6.7 battleships is not something you want to fight in any cruiser, really. 6.3s are manageable to a certain extent. They're still powerful, but you're not too well armored compared to Nevadas, any American standards, Scharnhorsts. So something I really love to see is just battleship decompression. Move them further away from the cruiser battle rating. So that only really the earlier dreadnought types can fight cruisers.
Direct hit.
Hell, hard apart.
Hard port. Aye.
Engine, all back.
But that's something I only hope about, really. The ship's Dutch, that's for sure. Let's see if I can finish off this Russian cruiser at the distance. I think I might have overshot.
Bearing 140. 10,000 meters.
Tell me to lead as well.
Target identified.
For a second I thought that was a torpedo boat. That hull sticking out of the water.
11,000 meters.
Yeah. Like, Naval is
Hold your help.
not as bad as people say it is, but it definitely has some pain points and definitely some big work points that need to be addressed. It's not as bad as people say it is, but it's also nowhere near perfect.
Direct hit.
So I'm saying I've hit a coal bunker, but because coal bunkers no longer show up in this X-ray, you don't really know if they still have additional armor.
Target identified.
And there's that Scharnhorst again. Those were friendly torpedoes, but that scared the bejesus out of me.
Battleship.
Bearing 140. 9,000 meters.
Target identified. Battleship.
Bearing 100.
Let's slow down a bit, I don't need to rush into the enemy team.
Target identified.
I think that one's actually sailing away. Must have trying to target it. The Alaska's actually fairly beat up, so I might want to join in on that.
11,000 meters.
Let's turn a little bit more to unleash all guns though.
Target identified. Battleship.
140. 8,000 meters.
Target identified. Battle cruiser.
Go.
9,000 meters.
Hell, hard apart.
I'll actually launch those torpedoes.
Hell, midship.
Oh, player Yugomo, okay.
Critical list starboard. Shells on target.
I don't have sap loaded on the Colossus? Okay, let's change that for the secondaries. Must have been something I unlocked recently, well, last time I played Colossus, and never remembered to load.
Enemy hit. Fire spotted on the enemy ship. Shells on target.
Well, now I can at least see how many of my 12-inch shells can actually do any damage.
Enemy hit.
So let's see. 10 shells,
Direct
2 pens.
enemy ship.
No crew damage because they all penned the superstructure.
Engines. Flank speed.
Let's speed up a bit and see if we can get closer to these AI ships up north.
Direct hit.
There we go, a little bit of damage. 9 bounces slash shatters though.
Hell, hard starboard.
Let's turn around again. So we can unmask our guns against these AI ships up north. And angle a bit against all the battleships down south. Not that going down really works, but no well. He's really shooting at somebody behind me. Assumedly one of his Iron Dukes. Which is great for me. Alaska got sunk by a friend in Nevada, that's great to see. There goes a Sumner. Is that guy on the cap? No. Is the Kaiser in the cap? Yes, okay. So we'll actually want to deal with the Kaiser at some point. Burn an awful lot though to get that fifth turret on target. And then Nevada took out in North Dakota. Great. No real pens is a bit of a disappointment. Although 5 over pens. I think I just hit the upper belt a bit too high. And the Iron Duke will just detonate French, I guess. Roanoke in the distance. A bit too far for comfort. Another Alaska. I think we currently have the upper hand. And she still has another spawn, which might be a Scharnhorst. Ouch. It seems that the Roanoke does not want to leave me be, that's for sure. So we'll have been forced to engage with it. Okay, one turret at least got on target. No, the main reason I'm not don't laugh all that often is because not that many funny things happen in this game. Sometimes it does. They also have, how do you say this? A bit of a quiet laugh sometimes. Also, I'm flooding severely, and I've only just noticed. Must have been a Roanoke pumping me full of holes. And I'm burning. Luckily I stopped the flooding before, or I didn't. The hole just got punched in it. I need to stop the flooding first. And fire, rather, and then we can continue deep flooding. And I'm getting blasted by the secondaries of the Alaska, and the 6-inch guns of the Roanoke. We have no teammates over there to deal with the Roanoke up close. Okay, at least somebody took out the Roanoke. It's one stream of HE less I have to deal with. Okay, I think there's a broadside of the Alaska though. Let's stop the deflooding, the fire is always a priority. There we go. Marat is shooting, well, not Marat, the Russian Dreadnought is shooting me as well. It's because I am the closest target to literally all of them. This is what happens when you play too aggressively in ships that cannot deal with it. So we're gonna just come to a full halt and start reversing. I'm still pretty good on crew. My engines didn't get destroyed yet. That is a shell wound detonation for his main turret, hopefully. I didn't think it was. More like a secondary ammo detonation. Fire, that takes priority, so we stop repairs. And we just keep reversing. The Marats, not the greatest threat, not the Marat, the whatever that Russian battleship is, and there's a Scharnhorst in front of me. It is a bigger problem. So I don't think it'll be one I'll have to worry about for too much longer. Not because he'll sink, but because I'll sink. Gonna try and keep pressure on the turrets of the Alaska. See if we can detonate that super firing one in the front. Because his front one definitely got exploded beforehand. Torpedo... okay, that's bad. That's very bad. Because that'll just hit my magazine and kill me outright. Or not. Somehow. I'm perfectly letting go.
All hands, abandon ship.
And that is me out of ship spawns, but I do have a Wyvern still. Let's actually shorten it fuse to half a second, because I'm not getting that close to the enemy ships anyways. Or hopefully I won't get that close. We have a Suzuya with 0 deaths? Where? Hold on. Where is this? Oh no, it just got sunk by a Fusel. What's with the enemy team having all the 7-0s, darn it? That's a lot of AA, so we'll not get anywhere close to that. Same for that thing. Oh, where's that Russian Dreadnought? It's over there, isn't it? It should be a pretty decent thing to just annihilate, but I think it's going to be game over, isn't it? What is that? I think that is a Russian Dreadnought we want to go for. Of course it is an AI SKR, just immediately cutting my tail off, because that is what AI SKRs do. For some reason, right, the AI ships are incredibly lethal when it comes to AI anti-air gunnery. And it drives me nuts. Because it gives you no way to actually try and attack anything as long as there's one afloat. Nah, I'm not going to put Squad of 7 now. Phoenix, it might be a decent idea, but I'm not going to do that. The thing is that doesn't often work against those SKRs because they seem to like hit you in the first shot. So by the time you realize you're under attack, you're already dead. Then again, I'm not the greatest gas pilot, and I don't claim to be. Something I wanted to check out, actually. And this one. No, it wasn't Japanese port. New Zealand Cape. I got detonated by a Des Moines, and I want to see where it happened. Because this is now a feature you have. It's not my hits, I want enemy hits. So it's going to be one of the later 8-inch ones, right? So it definitely wasn't that one. Wasn't going to be that one either. Although, hold on. That was my secondary magazine. You're not going to tell me the secondary magazine of Queen Mary can actually chain detonate the main magazine, right? It would be nuts. Yeah, that's definitely the last... Hold on, which is this one? Or is it like the first? This one didn't kill me. This is all German shells, so that's when I'm fighting the Scharnhorst. Most likely. So this last 8-inch AP shell is probably the thing that killed me, that battle. Well, I'll see you later on. Maybe next week, who knows. Yeah, I'll see you later, Delta as well. Oh, it's actually Delta that's going, isn't it? Anyways, see you around. Yeah, this... I'll need to test if that secondary magazine can actually blow up the rest of Queen Mary, but that'll be for another time, I think. So let's just continue on with this grind. I mean, the RP gain isn't too terrible. Slowly but surely I'll get there. You know what? Ah, darn, I was about to do it. Next battle it is then. I'll do the 300% booster just for the hell of it. Conquest South Kvarken on this side of the map is not easy. Actually, ooh, no, I'm on the right side of the map. So my hope is to spawn up north, go there, and then sit here. This has become my favorite spot on this map. Because you have a good line of sight for there, you're in cover from their main battleship spawn. And you have some good shooting opportunities, so let's try and get up there. We've reduced ammo load to see if that does anything. Okay, we got a good spawn. And let's just pray that people don't block those two channels in that bridge. Pull up there again, but that's to be expected. Already got some shells on our way from an enemy Mutsu.
Enemy spotted.
Luckily it was a miss. I think I would have just alt F4 that immediately detonated me, but no well. We're gonna be in a bit of a struggle with
Aboard your helm.
Phoenix, aren't we, for that white tunnel? So he might actually be going for the top one. Okay. Always flinch ever so slightly when there's an enemy battleship salvo heading my way.
Somebody attack him!
Oh, there's nothing over there in the PT-15. Nicely decorated as well. 4 non-pens? Seemed like I actually did something to the Barbette. Although it might have been a friendly that actually hit him.
Dangerous shallows ahead.
Yes, dangerous shallows ahead will be fine. Just gotta make sure I don't get myself stuck in here, because that'd be very embarrassing. Fire, but it should be non-lethal, so just keep going. Seems like it's one of the secondaries that's burning, so it's fine. We'll glance off the spear. Hopefully don't slow down too much. The friendly Sharn horse, on the other hand, is not looking where he's going and is going to... You don't go too wide through that, man. But somehow you managed to do it. Okay.
Repair parties, begin damage control.
Seems a friendly cruiser next to a buddy in the North Dakota is going too wide through there as well. I'm not used to this high elevated gun sight anymore. Because this island I'm about to get to is actually pretty good cover, but with this gun sight it really doesn't look it.
Destroyer, ahead! 12,000 meters. Starboard your helm.
Enemy bottom. Okay, we're fine.
Target identified. Heavy cruiser.
For now at least.
100. 9,000 meters.
Some enemy battleships over there.
Destroyer.
Bearing 140. 12,000 meters.
Not quite in position yet. Actually kind of tempted to just blast its Spokojnie Bravi, because there's no reason for a Bravi to be in this match. It's also just not a good first spawn choice. So let's see if I can blast it with the first salvo, whilst we stay on course towards our cover.
Heavy cruiser. Ahead. 9,000 meters.
Gonna overshoot it by a lot, am I? Yep.
Overshot.
Port your helm. Aye, steer port.
It's turning in. Let a bit more because he's turning in completely now.
14,000 meters.
Got a friendly Amagi out there. For a second I thought that Bravi launched a missile at me, but he has not. I'm not gonna waste another 13-inch salve on him. Let's maybe use it against the Barham.
11,000 meters.
Target identified. Destroyer.
Bearing 140. 10,000 meters.
It's looking like a good salvo if it isn't too high or low. A little bit too high against the barm.
Target identified. Battleship.
Yeah. So the comms heading out as well, which is understandable, especially if you're European. And I'll see you two around probably next week. Who knows?
Engine. All back. Helm. Hard aport.
And we will just continue on with this grind for now.
Helm. Mission.
Yeah, she is almost running aground, but that's fine. That's the plan. What did I just see? Newport News got some by Zhelezhnikov. 13 shells just completely missed, which is a bit weird. I thought I aimed as a lead indicator. Guess I didn't. And the alarm keeps blaring because I'm not going in reverse yet. There we go.
Enemy hit.
Hard starboard. Aye.
Shells on
Those
target.
are too low.
Ahead. 11,000 meters.
Let's actually aim at the distance he's at. It doesn't seem like he's closing too much. Maybe just a little. You just see you call it for Nord being in the Scharnhorst, you filthy traitor. God darn it. All the people I know playing Scharnhorst right now just to bully me, I guess. That was a decent hit.
Attack the enemy.
It might be a rear detonation.
Our victory is near.
Direct hit.
It was a really good hit, but not quite a detonation. Actually, how far is the rear magazine? 1 and almost 2. Good more than Darish. Let's get to range. There we go. And another salvo on the way. And a 15-inch salvo in return. Luckily short.
Enemy listening and losing
Oh,
speed.
don't worry about callouts like that. I always call out like that as well for RT stuff. And just knowing where people are. Well, that Barham doesn't seem to be having a good time.
Short.
And we just made it a little bit worse.
Battleship. Ahead. 6,000 meters.
Destroy the target.
Being got the enemy North Dakota. That's lovely. Our friendlies are kind of getting picked up one by one though. I get the feeling it'll only be a matter of time before the enemy reaches us too. The Barham is sinking.
Engines. All astern.
Commencing attack.
Enemy
All.
light cruiser.
Enemy destroyed.
Just a little more effort, and victory will surely be ours.
Don't have quite have the angle to get my guns on target though.
6,000 meters.
Didn't quite trust the lead indicator. There we go. Let's see what we can do.
Helmet-ship, aye.
Counters is a bit of a big word. It depends on whether or not the it depends on the armor layout and the reload. But yeah, it does have 16-inch guns. It is a Colorado after all. Look, I'm curious to see what kind of stats the Maryland has.
Battle cruiser, ahead! 10,000 meters.
Shells on target.
If it's going to be the US standard reload time, it's not going to be a counter to Mutsu at all. But we're going to find out, I guess.
Direct hit.
Destroy the target. Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
That should be a sunk Fargo. Actually, I think it's a Cleveland.
Battleship, starboard, 11,000 meters.
It was a Cleveland.
Target identified. Heavy cruiser.
Bearing 120. 11,000 meters.
You know, that's something I should actually consider as well. I've got a Christmas holiday coming up. I should probably do some stuff. Some more stuff during the holiday. Be it events, be it custom battles, be it whatever.
All back. Target
I
identified.
haven't really thought about it too much, and I should. I really should.
Starboard, all. Hard starboard, aye. Helmet-ship, aye. Engines, all stopped. Target identified. Heavy cruiser.
Bearing 120. 11,000 meters. Enemy listening and losing speed. Direct hit.
Yeah, I'll have a good think about what I will do during the Christmas holiday. When it comes to War Thunder stuff.
Shells on target.
Attack the enemy.
Short. Overshot.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Enemy hit.
Bit too high still on that American cruiser. Seems like we have a good chance of winning this match at least, though.
Battleship, ahead. 6,000 meters.
Actually, is it cruiser in the cap? He isn't. Okay. Missed gloriously anyways.
Battleship.
Now, so, that thing's in the cap, isn't it? Yep.
13,000 meters.
That'll be our next target.
Engines, all stopped. Battle cruiser, starboard, 11,000 meters.
I don't believe that for a second, and it's also just been blasted apart. So let's get one salvo in ourselves. And then switch targets. Good feeling that isn't in the cap either.
Identified.
That
Cruiser.
is a very attractive looking target. So let's just keep backing up.
Harder starboard.
Enemy listening and losing.
And maybe detonate ourselves a Des Moines. Rear guns definitely have the angle. Front guns also did have the angle. Perfect. Lead looks decent. Bit too far forward, but decent. That was pretty good. The shell room, but not the magazine itself.
Overshot!
Little effort and victory will be ours.
Engines, all stop.
Short.
Maybe with this one? No, short as well. I think they actually just didn't pan, did it? Yeah. 11 shatters, 1 overpan. I think the overpan was in the superstructure. There's a renown on the enemy team. Luckily those aren't the biggest threats, so let's see if we can find it after we deal with this Des Moines.
Target identified.
No.
Battle cruiser.
There. 120.
There's our renown.
Target identified.
Sitting almost stationary.
There. 140. 11,000 meters.
Destroy the target.
Destroyer. Ahead. 3,000 meters.
Ah, it seems we'll have a problem on our hands very soon.
Target identified.
Let's just fire one salvo at the renown.
140. 13,000 meters.
Just one. That's what I feel might be detonation, and now we'll have to
Engine.
turn our attention towards the problem maker.
Identified. Battle cruiser.
3,000 meters.
Who has managed to get himself... Ooh, now would be a perfect chance to shoot his magazine, but I'm not loaded and my turrets are not looking at him either. He got his topmast stuck on the bridge. Okay, friendly... Ooh, look at him, look at him. Oh, come on, guns, rotate, rotate. Oh, come on, come on. Yes! Straight into the belly of the beast. All because he got a mast stuck on a bridge.
Target identified. Battleship.
There. 120.
And that'll be game.
Yes, the battle is.
That was a decent one. I don't feel like I did that much damage though, other than the detonation on our poor friend Nord. Oop. Battle trophy, decent amount of RP, fire prevention unlocked. Yeah, not that much damage for 4 kills. Next up we'll do parts, well, damage control. I'll do 4-inch sap. And then probably just move down sap, then I'll do rudder replacement, then probably actually primary armament targeting. Should be on my thing to get soon. But what I'll do now is we'll activate the booster for maximum booster curse. And we'll do, I think, one more match. And we'll see what happens. I just thought of something. Before we jump into the match. I want to see in the hit analysis how that looks when I detonated the Scharnhorst. Okay, that is one. Nope, that is not one to click. There we go. Just straight into the magazine. Underneath all of its armor, just whoop, straight into it. And it was not only one shell either. Although you can see that even with that, a very unlikely... Actually, that bounced on the armor plate. That also never panned. There we go, that's the third one that made it in there. It actually panned. And that one also shattered. So out of a full broadside of 8 guns, only 3 shells actually made it in there. Of this one kind of almost detonating on the inner bulkhead. I think same case of this. This one actually just detonating just barely post-pan. And then was it this one that just fully panned it? It just went clean through straight into the magazine. Very nice. Anyways, back to the queue. And we found ourselves our next match on Fuego Islands. For battleships, arguably actually not the worst map. Because I actually like hanging around here and just providing cover for sea. For anything that isn't a battleship, this is a kind of bad map though.
All hands to battle stations.
We got a decent spawn. Enemy Scharnhorst, and it's Nord, because of course it is. Shimakaze, Hood, Arkansas, Wyoming. Enemies have a Yanamagi, North Dakota, Scharnhorst, Congo, and Da Vinci, I think. Or whatever that Italian battleship is. And again, we only have one 7.0. 2 Japanese torpedo destroyers is an interesting choice. You can call it that. It was a decent hit, if it was a little bit further to the rear it might have detonated him. Enemy coastal already captured A. We have no friendly coastal presence, meaning that we'll most likely lose this battle. But it will. Genuinely don't know what happened to that main gun salvo there against that Italian battleship. Those ones weren't quite fully rotated into position, so they just miss. Gonna actually aim for this cruiser in the back that seems to be beached. On our next salvo. See if I can get a lucky detonation. And of course he just got himself unstuck from the rock. Yep. So more shooting at this Italian battleship instead. Getting some decent hits in at least. Capturing B, probably from our 2 destroyers. Yep. Good stuff.
Allied forces have captured that zone.
Short! We are damaged!
The Italian battleship is not having a great time.
Engines, all stop.
Here! Hit!
Target identified. Destroyer.
I think that the Italian battleship's actually sinking by the looks of it. So we no longer have to shoot it. Got a kill for it, very nice, and it was a Da Vinci.
Repair parties
Let's
begin
repair some of the
damage
secondary guns.
Overshot!
Bit of a misplay there, not waiting for the repair to finish before firing, but oh well. It's not like we're in heated combat with an enemy battleship, so it doesn't really matter.
Direct hit!
Also need to be very careful about not getting flanked from that side of the island. That side, of course, being over there.
Overshot!
Battleship ahead. 6,000 meters.
Ashcan will be out for the count. What do we have over here? An Amagi that's very hurt. So let's just lay some more lead into him.
Engine. Flag on the port.
Enemy listing and
I see another Scharnhorst back there.
enemy hit!
Shadow room detonation of the Amagi, lovely.
We are damaged.
Target identified. Destroyer.
And detonation on the enemy Amagi.
Enemy destroyed! Enemy hit!
Battle cruiser ahead. 6,000 meters.
Target on fire! Be hit! Enemy listing at losing speed! Cruise on target!
Really wish I had some sap on those 4-inch guns for these AI destroyers right now. Especially since the AI destroyers are moving into the cap.
Pressure on the enemy. They're winning. Somebody attack him.
And I don't think I have the damage output to actually sink it before it caps.
Helm. Hard to starboard. Helm. Portal. High.
I don't, I just don't. This is sad.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Ahead. 9,000 meters.
Well, now we have a problem. Our destroyers really should be going to A if possible. And I probably have to try and fix the problem I caused over at A. Let's see, rather.
Target identified. Flight cruiser.
Enemy 200! 9,000 meters!
Let's try and turn his guns around.
Battleship. Port. 4,000 meters. Engine. 2/3. Target identified. Light cruiser.
There! 8,000 meters! We are damaged!
Even though good is over there, that's fine.
Target identified. Light cruiser.
I wonder if I have the speed to actually decap C. Well,
Damage control to repair parties.
those who dare win, I guess. So let's just move full speed over to C. Somebody has to attack the A point.
The enemy is winning. We must counterattack.
Affirmative. Target identified. Battle cruiser.
Might have got the attention of that Scharnhorst. I definitely did. That's gonna be a problem because he can detonate me in one shot.
Target identified. Light cruiser.
Let's stop putting. And now I need to just focus on the Scharnhorst. Fire on the turret, that's fine. If you can please extinguish it.
Watertight integrity.
If I lose turrets, I lose turrets. I just have to keep moving. Just keep moving. Switching fire to Spitzberg as well, for what should be obvious reasons. I can actually kill it. Scharnhorst I just literally can't do anything against. Just not on my own at least. So all my attention will go to the Spitzberg.
Destroy the target. Somebody attack him.
First thing sample. It's probably going to be the last match of today anyways, this. So yeah. Made it halfway there from where I left.
Target identified. Battleship.
Just have to keep moving.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
Fire's always scary, but I should be able to extinguish it.
Control burning compartment.
Just keep going. Friendly is almost at the A point at least. Capturing the C point would also be nice. That's a shell room detonation on the EC is good. Another shell room fire and one I couldn't deal with in time.
All hands, abandon ship.
So yep, the Queen Mary is not resilient enough to try and go for that push. A spaded one might have been though. A bit more speed, a bit more fire resistance. Could have maybe made it through there.
Spotted. Port all. Helm, midship.
And here we have our quote-unquote friend, Nord again. In his Scharnhorst. A reloading rate of -1 second, interesting.
Prepare torpedo tubes. Starboard your helm. Steer starboard.
Shells on target.
We've captured most of the strategic zones.
Yeah. Direct hit.
Those guns are gonna miss the rear ones because it didn't fully rotate. Why they can even fire when they're not actually on target, I don't know, but oh well. I think he's being in some ways a good sport about it and just not firing at me. But it's still... What are those big old explosions? We have a friendly Amagi, do we? Now this is a good way to show you how much the Scharnhorst was influenced by the Barbette bug in terms of survivability. My torpedoes are on 1 meter depth, aren't they? They are. Yeah, the Scharnhorst really is a bit of a stupid ship. Incredibly tanky.
Engine, all back. Overshot.
Seems like I actually flood out though before doing anything else. But just for reference, he's being shot at by me, a Nevada, and an Amagi. And it's taking this long to get him anywhere.
Heavy cruiser.
I'm going to deal with this
Starboard your helm.
Pittsburgh because I think it's going to be a problem. And of course the other enemy Scharnhorst is just going for B and he will not get stopped because he cannot be stopped because it's the Scharnhorst. And any and all respect for that ship should go down the drain.
Engine, all stop. Helm, harbour starboard.
Okay, you are. Good. Not entirely sure you'll be able to stop him from capping, but you might. You'll at least cost him a Sharn, which will just, I think, take as a backup. Yeah, still as a backup of it. There he goes, he's capturing B. Do your best. Trying to flood out this Pittsburgh whilst I'm at it. Literally, we could not crew kill this Scharnhorst. We just can't. Because you cannot reach the engines, and for some reason, you need to in order to crew kill it. You can only flood them out, which takes a lot and a lot of firepower to do.
Enemy forces have captured the zone.
Oh, that's a rock in front of me.
Patrol vessel, ahead! 7,000 meters.
The hood protecting B has also been sunk. And they will win this match.
Starboard, 13,000 meters. Engine, flank speed.
And yeah, now we basically just wait for this match to end.
Ahead! 7,000 meters.
There's just nothing nothing else we can really do to affect the outcome of this match.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
Target on fire. Direct hit.
And of course, the Barbette bug being fixed hasn't resolved that problem of American battleships just blowing up. Because why would it?
Target identified. Light cruiser.
And there is game.
Engine. 230.
A rather disappointing last one, but let's see what a 300% RP booster can salvage out of that. Not bad, at least got me parts. But not much else. I am going to get SAP for the secondaries next, because that's important. But I think I will leave it at that. No, I'll leave it as that. So, next week's stream, I don't know. Because that update is... I have no clue when the next update's going to be. There are already rumors going about that next week might be the dev server, which might be. So, yeah, either dev server next week or more boats as usual. Probably more capital ships or cruisers, who knows. I'll have to see what I want to play. But yeah, that's going to be it for this week. Thank you all for watching. I will get a update summary for Update Firebirds out soonish. I really can't promise you when. But yeah. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next week.